Hey guys, so I'm down here now at Peak Performance and I'm giving you a bit of like a sneak peek into my new shoe collection, my D-Max. So this is very, very exciting. I'm going to be putting them through the test on some of my favorite lower body workouts. So for those that don't know, I am coming out with my own shoes, which has been like such a big dream of mine, and you girls have been honestly asking me about this for so long, so finally it is happening. Now these shoes are coming in 3 different colors. There is like a pink color, there's black, and there is a silvery white. So the D-Max specifically are lifting shoes, gym shoes for you girls. They have the high, they've got the high ankle support here for stability in the gym, which is one of the key features. So they are really stable when you're training, which is why I've been wearing them literally every session that I do. They also have the flat sole. See that? Which means that you are flat to the ground, and we know that when we're lifting, it's very important for force transfer when you are feeling like you are, I guess, one with the ground. It makes lifting a lot easier. So again, yeah, 3 different colors. They are super cute, very girly touches to these. They have my name on them, they've got the logo. I'm so excited. But anyways, let's get to today's video. First exercise we're going to be moving into deadlifts. Now deadlifts are a compound movement. They are utilizing your full body. Now if you are training lower body, you'd start with your workouts with something like a deadlift or a squat, because they are so taxing on your full body. So I'm doing these today with 60 kilos on the bar. Now when we're doing our deadlifts, it's really important to keep your body locked on tight and into a good position throughout the entire movement. You want to make sure that you are doing these with the correct form before you are adding more weight to the bar. I always say form over weight. So especially if you're a beginner to the gym, make sure that you are starting off with just something quite light and focusing on executing the movements before then progressing. So we're getting into position, shins up close to the bar, down, gripping the bar. Quite a narrow stance for deadlifts. Lock your lats down and on tight, shoulder blades down, big breath in. And controlled descent. Now we want to reset with every rep, so that means not just smashing out your reps. Each rep, think of locking your back down tight, pulling the bar in, and lifting. I find it's important to have that flat sole to the ground. You want that force transfer. So that means that when you are pushing, you want your whole foot to be actually on the ground, feeling like solid, so that you can really force power up from the ground. So that's why, like, before I got these shoes, I actually just used to deadlift barefoot, which wasn't nearly as good, and my deadlift has actually improved quite a lot in recent times just by wearing these shoes with the flat sole, and I found them really supportive. I see people deadlifting in like other shoes with like I don't know, like a bit of like an elevated heel, and that is very poor for your technique and being able to execute these properly. So these shoes are really good. Next, we're moving on to squats, one of my favorite exercises. Now there are so many different ways that you can perform just like a basic squat movement. So once you've got that down pat, then you can look at all the different variations. Now there's things like doing, like you can do a sumo squat, which is obviously targeting a bit more of like your glutes and hamstrings. You can also do things like a narrow stance squat, hack squat, which is more so focused on that quad development. I'm gonna run through just a normal basic squat, which is really targeting quads, glutes, and hamstrings all together. So let's go. As we get into position, you wanna hold the bar, lock it on tight, unwrap, small steps back. Now feet positioning is just outside shoulder width apart, and make sure that your toes are turned slightly out, because when we squat down, we want to make sure that our knees are tracking outside and out in the direction of our toes, and that will further help with keeping your knees out. So big breath in with each rep. This next exercise I'm going to show you guys is just a basic lunge, but lunges are honestly such a staple in my lower body training. These lunges are going to be static lunges and specifically focusing on bringing up your quads. Now, quads for me have been an area that I myself have personally really wanted to work on. Now, these shoes are perfect because they have a really solid grip on the bottom. I don't know about you guys, but when I have trained in the past and like done things like lunges, your front foot is slipping all over the place and you're just really conscious of your balance. When we want our front leg to be really stable, we want it to be flat on the ground and really not moving, because you just want to be focusing on purely balance, support, and moving with the proper motion. So that's why these shoes are really perfect, especially for things like lunges. They have really good grip. So let's get into it. Now we're moving on to leg press. Now we're going to be doing this as a quad dominant movement. So that means my feet are actually going to be in a more narrow stance, and they're also going to be lowered down on the platform. So again, different stances with certain exercises will hit your muscles a little bit differently. For example, if we have our feet high and wide on the leg press, this is going to hit your hamstrings and glutes a little bit more than this variation. So as you can see, my stance is narrow and they are quite low down here on the platform. Even though they are narrow, we still want to ensure that we are pushing our knees out with each rep, and we don't want to be completely locking out at the top. That is not great for your knees. Just slow and controlled movements as well, not rushing, and keep yourself really locked into the chair as you're going. So we're going to be finishing up today's workout just with calf raises, and I'm going to be using the leg press machine for these. So let's get into it. With our calf raises, our heels are actually hanging off the platform, so only the top of our feet are in contact with this. So when we are raising up, we want to really squeeze and contract our calf muscles with each rep. I like to say pause for like 2 to 3 seconds just to really feel the burn on this one. as you would have seen, these shoes are super flexible when you are exercising. So even with like the calf press, like as you are moving your calves up and down, you are seeing these shoes really move with you, which is really important when we are training. You don't want to be feeling too rigid that you can't actually execute the exercises properly. They are stable enough that they support you, but they do allow enough freedom for movement. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed seeing today's little sneak peek into my new shoes, which are dropping very, very soon. Again, they are coming in 3 different colors. There will be the pink, the black, and then also white as well. I cannot wait for you guys to get your hands on these and see what all of the fuss is about and why I absolutely love training in these shoes. So yeah, excited for these to drop very soon.